Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Inside Bronco Football. I'm Bob Behler. It was a huge win in the second game of the season this past Saturday for the Broncos. What an awesome environment for a college football game with the blue out, the energy, buzz from the fans, and the 37-24 win over Colorado State to cap things off. Here's our Tucano's Brazilian Grill menu for this week's show. As we do every week, we'll have a Coach Harsin one-on-one. Tonight, we'll hear from him in every segment as he talks about the mindset of the Broncos heading into the Colorado State game, what had him the most fired up about the performance, and finally a preview of what to expect against UConn this Saturday. Last week's game was billed as an early season showdown between two of the top Mountain West Mountain Division contenders. In order to hold serve in the conference race, the Broncos used a protect the blue mentality all week long. For more on the focus of the Bronco team following the Ole Miss opener and how the team approached the home opener and conference opener against Colorado State, here is part one of Coach Harsin one-on-one.
Well, the mentality this week was 1-0, and conference play, to start off conference the right way, to learn, from the last game and how do we get better from week 1 to week 2.
When you come into a game, I know you have goals, certain things you want to accomplish on both sides of the ball. What were they heading into Colorado State?
Well, number one was stop the run. I think you watch Colorado State play against Colorado, and they were able to run the ball and run the ball when they wanted to, especially in the second half. So defensively, it was stop the run. On the offensive side, we wanted to start fast, but we wanted to be consistent.
What was it like for you, a former player here, a guy that grew up in the Boise area, being your first game as head coach?
You notice all the coaches were in white, but I wore blue, and our team was in blue. So to be back on the blue, wearing blue. It was special. I think as the game, prior to the game starting, just to see the fans in there and the color schemes and everybody's there, it's packed. We're all in blue, we're back on the blue. It was, for a second there, pretty emotional.
The energy at the newly minted Albertson Stadium was apparent from pregame warm-ups up until the opening kickoff. When we come back, we'll take you field level for all of the action, plus go one-on-one again with Coach Harsin to talk about the defensive effort. And speaking of Coach Harsin, as we head to break, here's what the fans had to say as Coach Harsin made his head coaching debut on the Blue.
I'm excited. I think it's going to be a good season. I think Coach Harsin is going to bring a lot of new energy.
New coach, I think he's bringing back some old traditions as far as the way we used to react with the way we played.
Oh, love him. Yeah. He's great. I think we're going to get there. I think Coach Harsin's going to take us there.
He's a mastermind.
This is so awesome to be here this year with our new coach, and it's going to be a great year.
First of all, he's from here. He knows us. Couldn't be any better.
He's going to do nothing but good things for Boise State.
Who does not want a local boy that has done good, right? Brian Harsin, he's local, he's from Boise, he played here, he knows what we're all about.
It's here, Ford's Great American Tailgate Event, featuring America's best-selling brand, introducing Ford Edge, Explorer, Escape, and the 2015 Ford Expedition, all powered by EcoBoost technology. Hurry in to Ford's Great American Tailgate Event. Get up to $29.90 total savings or 0% for 72 months, or lease an Escape with Sync and Sound for just $209 a month. Only at your local Ford stores.
This is a famous Chicago Connection hot oven delivery truck. Every day it delivers hundreds of delicious Chicago Connection pizzas all over the valley. Hot, fresh from the oven pizzas with lots of delicious toppings served on a tummy-pleasing crust and covered with heaps of real mozzarella cheese.
Ask for our money-saving weekly special when you call or dine in. Chicago Connection. It's how you'll want your pizza.
I was on my way home after a long day of nanny when my car went kaput, dead as a doornail, right in front of someone's driveway. So I thought I'd look for help, and would you believe it? The guy answers like a shining beacon of light.
Oh, sorry. I manage a Les Schwab here in town. I'd be happy to take a look.
Within 10 minutes, I had a new battery cable and was whistling on my way home. He wouldn't take any money, but I think I'll bake him some cookies. I'm Hillary Plock, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks a lot, man. Happy to help.
There are all kinds of reasons to be glad you have AAA. Getting back on your way is just one of them. AAA. Keep life going.
Colorado State arrived in Boise with confidence following a season-opening win over Colorado. That coupled with a dangerous running attack, which had the Rams labeled as a serious threat in the Mountain Division. Our Inside Bronco Football crew delivers our St. Luke's game highlights, an up-close look at how the game transpired.
How you start a home opener here at Albertson Stadium.
Ajayi kicks the turbo and touchdown.
Hedrick on first down, right side, wide open to Jay Ajayi on the right side. He'll score.
Dialing one deep to Miller. Touchdown Broncos. Hedrick completes the pass. Williams Rhodes got a little room.
That's his third catch, escapes tackles and gets the first down. Pistol
gets the snap, hands it off to Hart. Hart fumbled the ball, and Boise State has it. And off to Jay. Jay bounces to the right side from the 8-yard line. He dives. He's in.
The major goal of the Bronco defense was to stop the run. Put a check mark in that column. The Rams managed just 28 yards on the ground. And over the first 2 games of the season, Boise State has allowed only 99 total rushing yards. We continue our one-on-one dialogue with Coach Harsin, and he gets a little defensive in this part, but not in the way you think.
It started with the D-line, and that was a big emphasis now. D-line was really, hey, we had to pursue and finish, and get off of blocks, and they did that. The second level there, linebackers, Tanner Vallejo, Blake Reno, Ben Weaver, those guys now playing off the D-line, playing gaps, they were meeting them on their side of the ball, and that's really what you want to see. And then you see secondary guys getting involved as well. So what we're able to do is contain the run. We didn't allow any explosive runs there.
Forced 3 turnovers, won the turnover battle. There were a couple that were pretty big.
If we win the turnover battle, we're usually going to have a great opportunity to win the game. We had a turnover ourselves. The one that Grant threw, which actually on that play, that's exactly where we told him to throw it. Matt got pushed in the back a little bit, and they made a play on it. So take that away. He's doing the right things. We took care of the ball. We're able to get the ball on defense, and that needs to continue.
You mentioned that turnover. That brings us to our Lithia Ford drive of the game, and it really goes on the other side because after turning the ball over in the red zone, you might be disappointed. Defense comes back with a 3-and-out.
Yeah, we actually talked about that, and we talked about it as a watch me now situation. And so you kind of turn a negative into a positive. And so our mentality on defense, if we have a turnover on offense, hey, watch me now. Let's go out there and try to get 3-and-out. And so we took that approach in that, and we got the ball 3-and-out. They had a 3rd-and-1 there. We were able to stop them running the ball. And so after a negative play, we turned it into a positive, got the ball back in our offensive hands.
How concerned are you with the 2 fourth quarters and maybe the one at Colorado State where, Ole Miss too, they were throwing the ball?
Not happy with it at this point, and nobody in our team is. And that's something where, we can do one thing really well. We got to do multiple things really well. And that's obviously the pass game. So we gave up too many yards in the 4th quarter. We've given up too many points in the 4th quarter. And I'll say this, it's a team effort now. The offense, we need to sustain the drives better in the second half. We need to get off the field faster. And, that all starts with how we practice. Starts with me and making sure that we emphasize that in practice, make sure that our coaches, that we're touching on those things throughout the week and re-emphasizing that and finishing the ball game.
More from Coach Harsin in our next segment as he talks about the offense. But we stay on the defensive side of the ball where everyone loves a big hit. Junior safety Dylan Lucard has made his mark on special teams each of the previous 2 seasons. He's earned Boise State's Special Teams Player of the Year as both a freshman and sophomore. The Eagle High School graduate is our Hayden Holmes homegrown Bronco this week, doing what he does best, making plays on special teams.
He did it. Gaines got brought down quickly. Great special teams coverage on the play. Wow.
Lucard bleeds blue for sure, as his dad Dan was a member of the 1980 Boise State National Championship team. Dylan is a starter on 5 of Boise State's 7 special teams units, including kickoff return, and punt.
Dylan's a guy that, you put him in the weight room, you put him on the field, you put him in the classroom, he works hard at everything he does. He's just got that mentality, and that's who he is. So that's what makes him so valuable, is he's able to do so many things and do so many things well. And special teams kind of seems to be his deal, and he's out there doing really well at it.
Each week on Inside Bronco Football, we like to use unique video editing to help tell the story, or show you something that you can't find anywhere else. As we head to break, we'll give you a sneak peek at what the team calls their mojo in a short motivational video they'll watch together just before taking the field.
Let's go!
and cheese.
If you love macaroni and cheese, this is the place.
Love it.
Our recipe features 3 different types of cheeses. And also we put some special blends of seasonings in there.
Yummy, yummy.
And that creates our wonderful cheese sauce that makes this macaroni and cheese so special.
The choice is yours at Chuck-A-Rama.
I think milk should be part of everybody's diet, in particular with athletes, because it gives you the nutrition, the calcium, it gives you the carbohydrates, it gives you the protein, all the things that you really need to sustain, throughout a day. It's something that you can get into your body really quickly. I think that's what it's all about. I mean, you're trying to get in, get your workout done, fuel your body, and get out and get on with the rest of your day. Milk provides that to you.
Do you ever ask yourself, is my business prepared for benefit changes due to healthcare reform? Is my business carrying enough liability insurance? Or has my personal insurance coverage kept pace with my life? At Morton & Company, we help Idaho business owners insure their greatest assets. For help answering these questions and more, call 321-9300. Morton & Company. Innovation, integrity, insurance. Call 321-9300. Morton & Company. Trusted since 1910.
The Larry H. Miller dealerships are proud to sponsor the Bronco Nation of Boise State, with thousands of vehicles to choose from, in person and online. Backed by one of the largest dealer groups in the nation, your local Larry H. Miller dealer is ready to help you score big. Because whether you're changing your oil or even your car, we're all about you. So gallop into one of our dealerships near you to see what a better auto experience is like when the focus is totally on you. Larry H. Miller dealerships, driven by you.
$324, $351, $676. Those were the numbers for rushing yardage, passing yardage, and total offense in Saturday's win over Colorado State. The 676 total yards was the 5th highest in an offensive-rich school history. An offensive coach by trade, Harsin gives us his take on the Bronco offense as we continue our Coach Harsin one-on-one interview.
When you're running the ball effectively, you're throwing the ball effectively, that's usually how it balances itself out, because you're complementing the run and the pass, by mixing it up. And that's probably the thing that I liked about what we did offensively. We had a good mixture. We were able to run it and throw it vertical, throw it short, run it, get some big runs, move the chains on some 3rd and shorts. And so that just kind of opens everything up. And, if we can do that and we can do it consistently on the offensive side, we'll be in good shape.
A lot of long drives on Saturday against Colorado State. How were you able to sustain them and eventually get in the end zone?
Yeah, it was interesting. Field position, special teams. We had some long drives. They did a good job on their special teams, so we were pinned back there. But guys making plays, and not just making the play that's designed to get not just the yards. They made run after catch, yards after contact. That's how you sustain those drives, because we're able to get some explosive plays on just some base run or throws.
Talk about Jay Ajayi. He's a guy that seems to be in there from quarter 1 to quarter 4.
Yeah, he's been the last 2 games. What I've learned about Jay, I knew he could run the ball, and what we've learned about him is how valuable he is in the pass game, as a receiver. And so whether it's a check down or getting him out of the backfield doing different things, he really is, I think, hard to defend if you're looking at him, because he can catch it, he can run it, and when he gets going too, he's got a head of steam. He's a big physical guy that runs really hard.
Saved maybe the best for last. Matt Miller set the school record with receptions for a career with 230, had 8 of them, big touchdown.
To break a record that Austin Pettis had, and coaching him for a long time, that's a really good player. And Matt's a really good player, and it's really neat because he's a guy. He's very humble. He works extremely hard. He's very smart, and he goes out there and will do whatever is asked of him in any game plan, as long as it helps us win. And so you love to be around guys like that, and for him to have the record and continue on throughout the year, we're excited for him.
Matt Miller wasn't the only Bronco to set a school record on Saturday night. Junior tailback Jay Ajayi joined him in the record books, racking up 280 yards rushing and receiving, the most yards from scrimmage by a Bronco player ever. Our Ford player profile focuses on Ajayi's 3 touchdowns and 219-yard rushing performance against the Rams.
We were able to go and do the Bronco walk with Coach Harsin's new tradition, and it really just pumped me up, got me really excited to go and play the game. And I actually had the opportunity of bringing out the hammer on the field, which I had never done before, and that just was such a great experience, being able to carry on that tradition. And then once it got to game time, we were all pretty fired up, pretty pumped up to try and get Coach Harsin his first win as a head coach at Boise State. So once we started going, I mean, the line was blocking great. You know, our receivers were doing awesome on the outside, and it was just all about running downhill, imposing my will on the defense, and just trying to be the best running back on the field. And you know, looking at the final stats, it really shows how great of a game we had as an offense as well, because not only did I do pretty well, but Grant did awesome. I mean, Matt, he broke a record on Saturday night, and you know, I was almost more excited than he was.
As we head to break for our final timeout, we take you inside the Bronco locker room following Saturday's game, where the victory resonated and a special game ball was delivered. You're watching Inside Bronco Football, presented by Ford.
Tonight we put together a pretty good run. Okay, is it complete? No, and that's okay. We're going to keep striving for that perfection. We're always going to keep striving for perfection. When I saw guys out there battle, we needed something on the D-line, Matt Bosen steps up and gets a sack. At the end of the game, because we're getting a little bit tight. Jeremy Iowani with an interception. Do it! Okay? And then we got something real special that happened tonight. This doesn't happen in many careers, fellas. Yeah. And we got an all-time reception leader, Mr. Matt Miller.
It's here, Ford's Great American Tailgate Event, featuring America's best-selling brand, leading the way, Ford Fusion, C-Max, Focus, and Escape. Winning starts here, so hurry into Ford's Great American Tailgate Event. Now get up to $3,500 cash back or 0% financing for 72 months, or lease a Fusion for just $189 a month, only at your local Ford stores.
Anybody else think Coke seems to taste pretty great at McDonald's? Well, join the club. Is it 'cause any size Coke is only $1? Or 'cause fries and a Coke really hit the spot? Whatever it is, when any size Coca-Cola, soft drink, or sweet tea is just $1, there's something for everyone to love at McDonald's.
I was on my way home after a long day of nanny when my car went kaput, dead as a doornail, right in front of someone's driveway. So I thought I'd look for help, and wouldn't you believe it? The guy answers like a shining beacon of light.
Oh, sorry. I manage a Les Schwab here in town. I'd be happy to take a look.
Within 10 minutes, I had a new battery cable and was whistling on my way home. He wouldn't take any money, but I think I'll bake him some cookies. I'm Hillary Plock, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Looking for an easy way to shop for your next vehicle? Start at lithiafordboise.com, where you can search our entire inventory with a great selection of new vehicles, all with photos. Even stay up to date on special deals. And at lithiafordboise.com, you can even set up a test drive or make a service appointment. Better car buying starts at lithiafordboise.com. Lithia Ford of Boise, an official sponsor of the Boise State Broncos.
We've been serving Idaho for generations, offering fresh, quality foods at great prices, and raising premium Northwest beef. Today, we're proud to announce that R Ranch 100% USDA choice beef is exclusively available at your local Albertsons. Just like our founders, Joe Albertson and Robert Rebholz Sr., we truly believe in quality, tradition, and supporting our neighbors. R Ranch, exclusively available at Albertsons.
Welcome back to Inside Bronco Football. I'm Bob Behler. After a key conference opening win, Boise State now braces for another cross-country flight as the team heads to the state of Connecticut for the first time. Boise State will face UConn of the American Athletic Conference, with the game being shown regionally and in Boise on ABC Sports and nationally on ESPN2. The Huskies enter the game at 1-1 and yet to leave Connecticut for a game. After opening the season with a loss to BYU, UConn defeated Stony Brook 19-16 last Saturday. In the final part of our one-on-one with Coach Harsin, we get his take on this week's game and the Broncos' second road trip of the season. UConn, not a real familiar face. In fact, they've never been on the Boise State schedule. Briefly, what can you tell us about the Huskies?
Coach comes from Notre Dame, and obviously they play the national championship game. So you got guys in there that have coached some really good players, understand schemes. So these guys are coached very well. I think on both sides of the ball, you're going to see a power run game, a little more pro style on the offensive side. On the defensive side, a little more 3-4, multiple, different looks on defense. And so, we're expecting to go in there, and for us at this point, it's still about us. We have to get better. We have a lot of things that we have to work on ourselves throughout this week before we actually go play.
Pretty good special teams. They had a 72-yard punt return. I guess that was the difference in their win.
When you do see that from your opponent and you see special teams and you see that type of play, how it changes the game, get your antennas up a little bit on special teams and make sure that you hone in, because they got the ability to take it all the way, and that's not easy to do, and they got it done.
10 o'clock local time, noon Eastern time. You do anything different with the weird start time for us?
Not really anything different other than, hey, get your mind right, because when you wake up pre-game, you're playing. And to be honest with you, as a player, we sit around all day, you watch football and get to relax, but you'd like to get up on game day and go play. So I think our guys will be ready to go. We'll put it in their minds of what we're doing. They'll be prepared for it mentally, and then come game time, kickoff, 10 a.m., noon, whatever time it is, we'll be ready to play.
Time now for our Milk Victory Keys to Victory, brought to you by Idaho's Dairy Farm Families. A quick start will help tremendously after the long trip, especially in a game that starts at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. In each of the first two games, Boise State has shown the ability to control the line of scrimmage. Holding another opponent to less than 100 yards rushing will give the Broncos a strong chance for the road win and ride the hot hand of Jay Ajayi again. The offense runs through Jay and will continue to do so. As we mentioned, kickoff will be 10 a.m. in Boise and noon on the East Coast. That's all the time we have for this week. Join us again next time as we bring you more Inside Bronco Football presented by Ford. I'm Bob Behler.